All right, everybody, welcome to the tiebreaker night, Friday night of the Fort Meade League. We have first game here is the free agents, secret agents against the 32nd IS Blue Knights. On the free agent side, we have top lane, we have Staff Sergeant Hess, Lemon Raz. In jungle, we have Staff Sergeant Alvi, who is Jabberwocky. Mid, we have Staff Sergeant McBride, me, Mouse and Pals. At ADC, we have Senior Airman Schultz, who is Frozen Bullet. At support, we have Staff Sergeant Brown, who is Downtown. And then for the 32nd side, we have Senior Airman Chantamala at the top lane, also known as Yubi. In jungle, we have Tech Sergeant Greeby, or Greebs. And then mid lane, we have Senior Airman Gerber, or Gerbs in game. At ADC, we have Staff Sergeant Nascimento, Z Nasty 21. And at support, we got Staff Sergeant Figueroa, or Figgy Smalls. And for commentary, it's me, Staff Sergeant Anastasia, with the 29th IS. And also helping me out right now is Tech Sergeant Odell with the 32nd IS. So starting off with the bans, they're going pretty quickly. We have the Akali and Yone on the side of the free agents. So banning out Gerbs and Yubi early. And then on the 32nd side, we have Jabberwocky's Kane and also Smolder as well, just because nobody likes playing against Smolder.
I agree with that. Smolder's one of those champions that even if they fall behind early, as long as they can pull it back in the mid game, right, get some team fights, get some, CS advantage by themselves. Still a very strong champion in the late game, so it's completely understandable why they banned that out.
Oh, for sure. And yes, he did get nerfed, but his nerf with the
Yeah, nerf in quotations.
yeah, because 275 stacks in a 5v5 team environment is not the hardest thing to achieve.
Mm-mm.
So like even though it's not 225 anymore, 275 is pretty realistic in a more long farming 5v5 team environment. And then the last bans were Milio on the side of free agents. Don't does Figgy play?
He does.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
So
hate
the
playing. I
the
understand.
three he'll rotate through is the early Diana pick. So two people can play it. Sergeant Greavy and
Hmm.
Gerbs can both play the champion, so it's kind of a flex for them. But yeah, so Figgy Smalls will kind of rotate between Milio, Brand, and Nautilus. He does have an
Oh,
Owen
okay.
Rel, but if you're talking about Enchanter, like disengage and helping and speeding people up, it's mostly Milio.
Yeah, I got you. Man, I remember last year we just had Figgy on Nautilus duty the entire season.
Yeah, more or less.
Oh, the Twitch coming in too. I'm curious about Staff Sergeant Nascimento on Twitch. That's gonna be fun to watch.
So what's funny is he's actually been cooking this past week with it. So both him and Figgy Smalls in the bot lane have actually been dueling together with him on this Twitch pick. He's been performing very well on it, but again, that was in a solo queue environment, not a 5v5 environment. So I'm curious to see how well he does. He just has to make sure that if they have an engage or a front line, they can peel. And Sejuani is a great pickup for Sergeant Gravy in the jungle.
Oh yeah, definitely. So one thing, playing jungle this season, it's really it's really scary to pick Sejuani ahead of time just because it's very easy to counter Sejuani,
Mhm.
but who knows where this Diana's going? It could be a jungle, it could be a mid, but if it is a Diana jungle, then Sejuani's really strong into that. But if they can pull out something like a Lilia or a Gwen, that just absolutely destroys Sejuani.
And yeah, that was my fault. I misspoke earlier. I was like, oh yeah, it's Greavy and Gers, but it's not. I meant it's Jabbo and me, Mouse and Pals. I think the last time Mouse and Pals had the Diana, he went on more of a full tank auto attack based champion, so it was just very hard to take down Diana in the fight. And if that's a Yumi, that's disgusting. I hate Yumi so much.
we play. I don't know if you saw the game where we played against the 867, but they played
Thank
Yumi
you.
and it was
I would rather have the Thresh. Thank you,
yeah,
Brown.
no, Thresh Jinx is really strong too
Hmm.
because you can pull Flay into the Caltrops, make for a
Uh,
really long duration of CC, especially with Twitch. It's going to be really hard for him to get out of that.
Kind of a callback, but do you remember um Oh, Nikki Taylor when she sang it was about a bot lane for Thresh and Jinx. There was like a whole song about it when it was meta a couple seasons ago.
Oh no, I think
Oh,
I remember
really?
what you're talking about.
Yeah, because it was like people were like doing like league videos and everything. Like you had Potato Senpai or Potato
Yeah,
Monster,
yeah.
I mean. And then you had like This Is War like compilation. There was one specifically talking about Jinx Thresh bot lane. And it was, I remember that season too. I want to say it was like season 4 or 5, but it was one of the strongest bot lanes outside of Ashe Zyra just because of the huge amount of disengage engage tools. We
I
do
know.
see Brand, so that will be in the bot lane. So Twitch Brand in the bot lane compared to Jinx, Diana, as well as the jungle. So that no mid or top picks yet. Malzahar obviously getting banned away from me, Malz, and Pals. Gwen being taken away from UB in the top lane, understandable. So now I'm curious if they're gonna go. Yep, they're gonna take away Riven. So uh, does still have his Aatrox, and his backup is Garen for the top lane for the free agents. So I'm curious which one they'll do. But as we see this last ban come through, how do you like the draft so far?
It's interesting because I don't know if I would have banned Malzahar here just because I'm pretty sure that Diana's going mid, but also you don't want to risk giving somebody whose namesake is Malzahar,
Mm,
the champion. But and also, Gerbs plays a lot of melee mid laners, so I'm sure he would rather not have to deal with that. Oh, okay, I know where that's going.
yeah, the
Gerb's signature
Tristana
Tristana.
mid hasn't been broken out this season actually.
You see, that's how I know he wants to win this game. He's
Exactly,
like,
because last season, when you were on the team, we used to flex that between you and him. And I told him multiple times, like, hey, you should really bet on Tristana. He's like, oh, I might. And then he never would. But especially with Sejuani's passive, you can lock him up. And Vex is a nice little counter, right? You try and rocket jump in. Okay, thank you for doing that. I steal a little bit of mobility, get my passive to stack up quicker and put a nice fear target on you.
yeah,
So 30
it's
second. Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead. So I was just gonna say with Vex, I feel like it is a good counter to the all in, but Tristana, if she gets ahead, she can just push Vex in
Mm-hmm.
like consistently with her what's it called? The E that explodes the minions. Like it's gonna be really
Yeah.
hard for Vex to clear that.
And
So
I
I
did
think,
call the Aatrox, but
yeah.
Mordekaiser is up.
Oh, so I have a feeling that yeah, the Mordekaiser, or he might play Ornn
I
as
was about to say
well,
though that was the second option, Mordekaiser or Ornn. Both would be good here.
because they do lack a bit of AP damage, but
Like yeah, because like you can just have Brand. I mean, obviously with Brand, right? You could just make him go full AP, hit Pyroclasm. All right, he's dead. It doesn't matter. It bounces, and
and
there
there's
it
the
is.
Mord. Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm sure they
So
played this matchup a lot. I know,
they do.
yeah, I know Hess and UB play with each other and analyze their games a lot, so this does not surprise me at all.
Yeah, it comes down between World Ender and I can't think of what the Mordekaiser R is called, but like they're
Send them to
essentially
Brazil.
yeah, more or less. But like they're not going to be using it in lane because obviously if Mordekaiser pops it, all right, Aatrox World Ender, Aatrox wins 1v1. If Aatrox pops it, all right, Mordekaiser pops it, Aatrox can't do anything. So it's going to be basically how these top lane manages their wave control as well as like small little skirmish heavy. But again, you still have Sejuani, you still have Diana, so they still have CC potential lock. The main one I'll be looking at is Figgy doesn't really rotate too much on supports. He's not as comfortable. Whereas, and you know this too, we saw DZ Dios do this before the 29th. Thresh is a very strong engage as well as a strong roamer kind of Nautilus. He can make plays, he can lantern over the walls, bring the jungler in, and that top lane automatically now becomes a 3v1, and you're essentially at solo.
100%. And Brand is a very strong roaming support. It's just a matter of if the player is comfortable enough to actually do it. And I'm sure he does like have decent roam timings. He just needs to like really exploit it this game because Brand really does shred a lot of this team.
Yeah, it's the main thing, right? I always harp on like, oh, get there early, get there early. But you know this as well as I do. Getting early to establish vision control allows you to see where their angle of attack is. Where are the teammates? Are they fully there? Who's got TP down? Is it up? So like that sets the tone early of how that fight should theoretically play out. Obviously, positioning and summoner spells and abilities and things like that are factors into play. But just from a macro standpoint, that is so crucial in order for your team to get the best start possible to starting an objective.
Definitely. Let me see. I'm trying to think too. Like I like I really like free agents team. And I feel like the 30-second might have a little bit of an issue with peeling all of these sources of engage off of the Twitch and the Tristana. So I'm not worried about the Tristana because she has good disengage with her ultimate and her
Hmm.
rocket jump, but the Twitch might be left high and dry here with Vex, Aatrox, Thresh, and Diana. It's gonna be hard.
Yeah, I am a little worried just because, like, it's not like a Kog'Maw, Shen, Galio where you can just or even a Morgana, right? Like, oh, okay, I can still do damage and be perfectly protected. It's going to be up to Sedge getting the back line, Mordekaiser removing someone from the fight, Brand trying to stun people, all while, you know, Twitch is trying to survive. Granted, they still at least have a backup carry. So, like, if Twitch goes down early, you still have the Tristana, you still have the resets, you still have Sejuani peeling. But if you have Diana and Aatrox diving at the same time, you get pulled in, that you're essentially, it's a death sentence. Because even if you flash out of being pulled in, you still have a Vex that's gonna, run it down on you. You still have an Aatrox coming in on you. So it's going to be, if 32nd can do damage early before the 5v5 start, they'll have the advantage. But in a straight up 5v5, I think free agents has the advantage over 32nd.
I was about to say,
Definitely.
an Aatrox doing what?
If, I was saying,
Well,
if he pops World Ender and goes in.
I see, I see.
well, and with that, welcome Senior Airman Zabal to the casting group.
What's up, y'all?
Late as
Also
always.
from the 29th
I
IS.
heard about the matchup and passed out. What do you mean?
What do you think of this draft?
I think free agents won draft. I'm gonna be very honest.
I definitely agree with you. I think if this game is a very traditional competitive League of Legends game, then the free agents definitely won draft. But if the 32nd can get a lot of picks, then I think it'll work out better for them just because they have way more of a snowbally, team comp.
I'm also very interested to see the individuals express their own skill within the comp, but man, free agents look scary. I will say look out for the early Twitch cheese, because I can assume that's Twitch support, maybe,
It is
right?
not.
It is
It's
It
not?
is Twitch. It's Twitch ADC.
It's
so
Twitch ADC? Okay.
luckily we have Tech Sergeant Odell here with the 32nd IS knowledge being a part of the team. So he knows
Mm.
Z Nasty's been practicing Twitch a lot with Figgy and Solo Q, and they've been playing this Twitch brand a lot.
That's so interesting. I feel like you would need more peel / maybe an enchanter, like the traditional Lulu Twitch or Karma Twitch. That would be great. But
I think
Yeah,
he
because
was
dang,
playing Milio a lot, and they banned it. So I think
they,
he'll play
that's
most
well,
Twitch play.
unfortunate.
no, it
In
was all Twitch.
scouting.
It was Twitch brand, all 3 games.
Oh, it was okay.
And Z Nasty had 15 kills every single game.
Okay, that's
He
high standards to live up to.
I
So
mean, the first one's 15, 15, and 9, like, whatever. But 29 and 21, 15, 7, and 11.
Sheesh.
so I think the main problem with the 32nd though is just that the free agents have very easy ways to engage, and the 32nd has very difficult ways to peel. That's like the main
Exactly.
issue here.
And that's what I was explaining. If they get poke early, because they do have range on them, they'll get the advantage. But if they clash or if they get caught out, their comp will not survive it, and that's why I think free agents will have the tempo advantage, because especially with Diana and Thresh, and as we explained earlier, you weren't here for it, DZ, but you can easily turn a 1v1 into a 3v1 or a 2v2 into a 4v2, and now you can't do anything about that. You can't react fast enough.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I will say that in times where my comp isn't so great in the full 5v5, I always look to see what I can do to section the fight off or to start the fight on my own terms, as in make a pick. So Sejuani will be great for that. But the issue with that really is you can only really start picks through vision control and forcing the map to move towards you. So if we can see on the side of the 32 IS, we don't really have Siege. We have Tristana, I guess. So if we want to use her to start off Siege, or Mordekaiser to pull 1 to 2 as he's able to pull people into the Shadow Realm, I mean, that's probably our best bet to try and section the map off piece by piece and force players to move and counter.
Oh, but
Now
who
you
do
can
you even ult as Mordekaiser? There's just so many scary champions on the enemy team.
Thresh, I think you have to match green for green.
There you go, color coordinate.
Color coding, man.
Oh man.
But
Definitely
yes,
be
I
an interesting.
think yeah, I was gonna say, like, it should be interesting early on. I am curious to see how they play it out. Now if they want to handshake the first objective, I think that would be advantage for 30-second IS. I don't think you have to. Well, I don't know. I feel like Grubs might help them out, especially with Tristana right in the mid game where we talked about the E to get the advantage tempo. But again, you're also risking fall behind early on Dragons, which Dragons don't really help you win the game. It just helps you snowball your lead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
gonna.
a tough one, huh?
You definitely can't get free agents 6 grubs with a jinx. It's
That's what
you can end the
yeah.
game in 3 minutes.
I'm interested
Oh.
to see what the supports have in mind. When I'm on Thresh, I know I want to be proactive. I want to be on the map. I want to be there for the first grubs, as opposed to when you saw me on Alessandra, Tyler and Sean. When I wanted to play for a 6, I wanted to play more towards later, knowing my strength wasn't immediate. So with the brand especially, you have the 1 rotation. You better hit your stuff. If you don't, you're just kind of like autoing them. So I want to see what the first set of grubs will look like for both teams.
I think the other thing that has to be careful too is I forget what the Vexar is called, but like obviously you do that, you dive in, you fear them. Now you effectively split that entire back line. That needs to stay healthy, and then
Yeah.
that allows Diana and Thresh to pick off a straggler or or Aatrox to pop World Ender, get that single kill. Well, congratulations, there's your reset. Now your whole team comp falls apart. So the vision and spatial awareness of where your carries are going to be huge in these team fights.
Absolutely. It'll come down to the vision war. It almost always does, but some comps can take more advantage of the fog of war better than others. I will say, bringing it back to the first set of grubs, I'm wondering who can get prio on level 6 first. I don't know if y'all have noticed in your own solo queue, but the time around the time that the first set of grubs spawn and junglers start sniffing around, it's when the laners first start hitting 6 around that time. If you haven't been able to prioritize good back timings, if you've been gray screening a bit too much, you will be behind and you won't hit your 6 by the time grubs come up. So let's see if laners can play fundamentally solid and bring their ultimates into the mix.
And production confirm we're about to transition very shortly into the game, so if there's a pause in audio, that is the reason why. Never mind. Guess we don't.
We just never stop yapping.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
We're just yappers, man.
Nah, that's fine. We got good analysis. We're gigabrain,
It looks like they're doing a typical 5-point here.
Oh,
Nobody
that's
wants to
lame.
risk
I'm
anything.
Sorry. That's so lame. I'm so sorry.
It is
No,
lame.
it's not. It's
You
smart.
have to-
It's smart.
You have an
You
8
think
truck
it's
and a
lame
Jinx level 1,
because
man.
you're
like,
over aggressive. It's smart, all right?
Bro, they have Thrush Aatrox. Like,
Yeah, it's smart for the
you have
30
Jinx
second. I didn't say
passive, you
smart
have
for which
Vex,
team now,
by
did
the
I?
way. Come on.
We're
invade
not even
that
a minute
brand.
in the game, and you guys are already like finding something at flaw with.
You have to
Brother,
invade. I'm
you
sorry.
have to invade a brand Twitch and try and get a flash. Like, it
You have
makes it
to.
so easy.
Maybe
Yeah,
we're just bloodthirsty, Tyler. I don't know.
yeah, maybe. And that's why we're 12-1.
Yeah, maybe we should tune it back. Yeah, good job, guys. Good safe start. Good safe start. All the corners of the map looking fresh, guys.
I will
Great job.
say though, if I knew we had a Diana Aatrox Thresh, yeah, I would want to go in immediately
Yes,
level
you
1.
have to, brother.
Yeah, they're
That's why I said it was smart, because from the 30-second perspective, that's cool. Smart. Just don't
Right.
let it
the 30-second had the right idea. Like, just try
Oh
and.
yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
they
30
could
student
just-
comms saying, "Oh, they're fucking griefing, man."
So, yep, typical start here. We see the Diana starting topside, so she's probably gonna path down and try and get a gank at level 4 on bot, and then Sejuani.
Oh yeah.
I
I
don't
was
know
gonna
what's
say what's interesting is Frozen and Downtown did not go to lane right away. They tried to fake that Diana started red side, but that evened up the tempo in the bot lane where they could have gotten an early level 2. So slight misplay, not a huge deal. I think they're probably communicating that Diana was top side because UB approached top lane first and Lemon Ross was not there yet on Aatrox.
Bot side's about to hit level 2 first on blue.
Yeah, they got to
Oh,
back
please
up.
step up. Please step up. Oh,
Nope,
Oof.
they had too much spacing. That was a good
they
play by
missed
them.
the timing. They missed the timing. Yeah. We've talked about how nasty this top lane, right? With Lemon Ross on his signature.
Oh, we
name
talked
right?
about it, yeah.
Yeah.
And we were talking about how much UB and Lemon Ross play this matchup just against each other and like analyze both of these champions just because
hit.
it's
Good
their
pull.
mains.
Gets the passive up.
Doesn't Wow, that's a more even trade than I thought it'd be. Not gonna lie. The last Q.
He did have to burn 1 health pot, so the advantage is still Lemon Ross's favor.
Mm.
Now, if that was a Warwick top, you know, he just would never leave lane.
Oh, he was just gonna die.
Not like I had to play against that before, you know, super annoying.
Imagine a
to,
Warwick with Ornn passive. You can just buy in lane.
Right? I was gonna say shout out to Skippy Dingo for the Warwick top.
So
Or
yeah, it
I
looks
play
like
Warwick top.
this Edgewani plan is coming to fruition with the gank top. Yubi's doing a
Yeah,
good
has
job
no
of baiting
clue.
it too.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was not the best splash, but
Wait.
you know, it was a bait.
Oh no, he trades here. He trades
Oh,
here.
nice. Oh, that was a good
pulls-
E. Such
You
a
should
good
be able to
E.
get first blood here.
Come on.
You gotta be careful of the healing though.
Wow, dude!
Oh, oh my.
It was 1 HP. Oh no.
How close you need that?
No, wow. What a bloodbath. Topside already, huh?
If I'm Lemon Raz, I'm already pressing /FF.
Oh
even though
no,
there's
I
no-
bet you right now he's like slamming his desk. Apparently, I talked to him this past week. The last game they played against 32nd when he got ganked like for the 3rd time in a lobby, he started slamming his desk. So I imagine that probably happened right there.
It was so close, and he got 2 flashes, so not entirely terrible, but I think if he played that just a little bit better, he can actually take both. It was
And
very
the-
close.
For sure.
The one also temp advantage too was the mid lane because Gerbs actually rotated up on the Tristana just in case, but because of that delayed his back, so that he was able to get me Mouse and Pals an early item advantage in the mid lane. Not
Those-
much as a crystal, but still.
I mean, the tempo resets are always impactful, and now we see that Tristana's locked in lane a little bit, so let's see how that goes.
Locked in lane. She's running up the river, dude.
Never
Look
mind,
at
she's
that.
running up the river.
Now go again against Lemon Ross.
Let's
He's got
go
no
for the-
clue, no
oh,
flash.
no.
They're
Oh, no.
finishing this. He's
Oh,
gonna be.
no. They said top lane flashed. Heard.
And
What
top
the
lane's
gang?
dead. That's how you shut down Lemon Ross. You put him in the dirt. You don't allow him to move, and you say this is your position. Dead. Thank you for playing Gray Screen Simulator.
Sean, are you okay?
No,
He's
he's not okay.
I'm sensing a little bit of bias in this commentary.
Because no, the entire
little bit.
season, that's how you punish him. It was for the longest time, it was how do we keep Lemon Ross down? For anyone that needs to play the 29th IS, this is what you do to Cornmuller top lane. The exact same thing.
Oh, okay, heard.
Hey, but you know, the 29 jungler will be there for the counter.
Inside information, Tyler.
That's why we secretly
Listen,
rotate the
everyone.
support. It's a 3v2. Alright, that's good. The other support is here in chat. He's also a 3v3. Bring the mid, make it a 4v4.
Bro, let's make it an
And-
ARAMs
What?
outside.
Bot lane is doing a surprisingly good job on the 32nd side. I'm surprised that Diana hasn't came back. She did try and gank once through the alcove at the bottom of the lane, and it didn't work out for her, but I definitely feel like she should come back. At least try and get her some.
Unfortunately, looking at the
Oh,
the
good pull.
clear numbers,
Oh, and
really good trap. That might be something there.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Z-
didn't get the
Z-Nasty,
flash.
did you not see where the traps
I
were
think we
placed?
should have gone there. I'm not gonna lie.
Biggie's got to back up. Like, yeah, you just got to leave. The wave's going to push
also-
into you, get the reset.
I also don't know if I agree with cleanse on Jinx. I think
I
Ghost would
agree.
have so much value there. I think you just have to space better after a certain point because I think everything in the game, including Yumi Q, will kill you as an ADC. So you need to
Oh,
take
Brown tries to flash in, misses the flash. Thresh, Z-Nasty's got a ghost. They might be able to turn this, but he's got to be careful.
Oh, minigun!
Oh, 1 for 1.
Minigun, man!
Got the 2.
30-second IS!
Oh,
Oh, he's dead. It's a 2v2. Jabberwocky had a flash. Worth.
All right, Tyler, as a resident ADC player, what do you think our Jinx could have done better there?
Have ghost.
Have Ghost?
That's a,
Yeah,
Minigun.
it's like
I think switching to minigun was crucial there.
yeah, no, for sure. Like switching to minigun sooner. Like Jinx switched to minigun for the last hit, but it was like way too late
It
at
was
that
way
point.
too late. I think that's
Yeah,
a lack of Jinx mastery.
Exactly, because you can always tell the difference between like somebody who plays Jinx a lot
Ooh,
and
this
somebody
is,
who
this
just
is greedy from Jabbo. He started Dragon. And they're going to have it.
oh
There's
yeah,
going
this
to be
is
a
bad.
fight over Dragon.
No flash on Diana, by the way. No
And
flash on
Twitch isn't
Sejuani.
Twitch isn't level 6 yet, so it's gonna be an interesting. I don't know. That's a good engage though.
I mean, they're just going in on Frozen Bullet, but I don't.
Yeah. Gerb's in the back doing some damage. He needs to get that kill so he can jump out. There it is.
Oh.
Oh, a lot of damage coming in from the Twitch.
Zinaski's still alive. Look how healthy this Twitch is. Downtown has no flash either. Mouse and Pals is just waiting in the back of the pit. He's got to flash over. He finally does. That's, I mean, you traded Dragon for essentially 2 kills there. 3 kills, actually. 3 for 1.
I cannot believe that 30-second won that fight. It looks pretty grim for them at the beginning.
Well, we mentioned it said if one carry goes down, you have a backup, but yeah, Gerbs tried to, do the all-in on Frozen Bullet, just barely don't have enough damage, so he had to space it well, flash at the last second, but Downtown had no flash because he was in the last engage. Jabberwocky had no flash, using the last engage. Jinx didn't, so they're just stuck in the pit. Free fish to shoot in the barrel type deal.
Yeah, I feel like Frozen is playing a little bit too scared on Jinx. There's a lot of like free trades because they're walking up into her spacing where they can't hit her and she can hit them, and she's just kind of letting them get away with it.
Oh,
but right here looks like
traps down, sir. Traps.
Holding his Q for next year.
Did I miss the chompers cooldown?
I don't think so. I just don't think she had it because she didn't use it under tower. She was just, I think she was waiting for Thresh to try and hit a Q just to, but she could have definitely used the chompers, kind of similar to like how Anivia players use their W to make the Q easier to hit.
Yeah, well, definitely use that to zone. That's like a zoning tool,
Exactly.
One thing I'm also surprised about is if I was Greaves, I guess they're prioritizing a second set of grubs, so that's why he's topside.
Look out for the Jinx R right here.
Oh, Mouse and Pals has no flash. He might be caught out here.
Ooh. Oh, wow. That's a good rook by...
Yeah.
Yep.
Greed is going to be a really good front line. He's getting a lot of kills early, so he's going to be like nearly unkillable if he keeps the snowball going.
And
yeah, the only one that's able to deal with the front attack would be Jinx.
Oh, Downtown, he missed the play. Auto, here comes the Pyroclasm coming out, getting the pass Downtown. The spray and pray goes down, gets 1 kill. Frozen Bullet is now by himself. He's getting autoed, should be able to escape, but that's still another kill in the bot lane. Downtown is trying to make plays, but unfortunately got locked up, as we see. It's all coming out of Greaves, going in on the Gerbs. He's got he barely gets out.
Oh, he got smited.
In. Yubi comes in. Sends him to Brazil. Lemon Ross is just stuck in with the World Ender. Misses the Q. Can he go down? Gets the fear off. Yeah, so it's the passive. Jabbo doesn't have flash, so now he's stuck in no man's land. One more auto to try and get it. Gets the auto. Here's Yubi missed 2 Qs, but they will get the 2-for-1 trade at least. Also, Jinx used Rocket, so no Super Mega Death Rocket out of Frozen Bullet.
And Downtown's still looking to extend the play. Greaves flashes out.
Can we talk about Yubi's build right now?
It's the screw Aatrox build.
Yeah, basically.
I saw the value immediately. Aatrox just was not healing.
I was gonna say, it looked like he was rushing Thornmail for a second, but it looks like he's just going for a Rylai's first item.
I personally feel that there's a lot of value into these extended trade sustain bruisers in buying the Thornmail, or not Thornmail, but the component towards it. Bramble Vest, excuse me.
Yeah, Bramble Vest. Yeah, and especially since, Mordekaiser loves those extended fights, getting his Conqueror stacks up at a certain point.
Oh no, Downtown's caught out in a 3v1 here. Does get the flash out. Pyroclasm, auto, spray and pray, passive. No, he lives here, but that was close. But Zinaski does burn the ghost in exchange for Downtown's flash on the Thresh.
Hey, if he was playing AP Twitch, that would have been a kill. That's all I'm saying.
some rat Earl shenanigans.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Lemon Ross gonna get punished for this.
I think Lemon Ross is a little tilted.
Yeah, it's what it is. I told you he was slamming his desk on the first one. He's already punched a hole in the second one. He said, "Give me another monster." He just kicked over his microphone stand with the third death.
Turning his drywall into Swiss cheese, basically.
Pretty much. Nickname Kyle.
This is difficult.
Popped World Ender, but yeah, Yubi. Oh. Yubi.
I don't know if Lemon Ross
his ultimate's not up.
That's what it is.
He's trying to pop his ultimate, but there it is. There it is. I was waiting for it to come back up, and another solo kill. So this is another wave he's losing, and Blue Knight still up 3K. Downtown's caught out.
Yeah, this is.
They don't know Diana's over the wall, but they just get to burst them out though.
This is exactly what the 30-second needed, considering how good of a 5v5 team comp the free agents have. This is exactly how they need their early game to go. They need to just like try and close this game out as fast as possible, though, because the longer they stall and extend the game out, the more likely the free
worse it
agents
will.
are to come back.
Like I said, on top of that, we mentioned it, right? So far, has there been a 4v4 or 3v3 straight up? There hasn't been. They've been able to poke them out before the fight starts, and that allows them to get these small advantages in order to, prolong the fight. So they do finally split the dragon. The third dragon is going to be... That's not Ocean. What is it, Cloud?
That's
No,
Hex.
it's Ocean.
It's Hex
yeah,
Sector.
Hex Tech, yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, I got the little teleporters.
Yeah, okay. I thought so.
So, do we know who got the first set of grubs?
The 32nd got the first set of grubs.
Is it 3-3 or did it just?
It was 3-0. They didn't do the second.
Oh,
it's
okay,
5-1. I'm sorry, it's 5-1 actually. They got 5. Free agents got 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, that's
Especially
really
with the
big.
Tristan.
And yeah, and Twitch too. So, I mean, going lane by lane. Obviously, top lane's going well. Jungle, I think the early game went well. Downtown's overextended.
I
He's got
don't
no
think
flash.
you can clear vision like that, man.
He's
really don't.
overextended again. They're
Well,
punishing him.
It's just the fog of war, and we're already down 4k gold. That's very bold to try and get vision control in their own side of the jungle. I will say that part of the difficulty in this game, obviously other than the gold deficit and how everything has gone just a little bit too poor. For
That's an early flash.
agents.
Diana is here. Good flash.
Yeah, that was really good by Gross to get back out of that. I don't know if he had to flash just because his R was up, but it's good to stay safe.
I think he did it just in case, like, if he ults away, the pull still brings him in range, and he just didn't want to risk it, which is understandable. But yeah, he might not have had to, but I would rather burn flash and he stays alive and keep tempo than just saving it like double lift and dying.
True.
For anyone not knowing, there was a time in Worlds where they were winning a big fight against a Korean team, and then he decided to 1v1 one of the top mid laners of the entire series in Worlds and held his flash and then died, and then they lost the game because of it, because they lost tempo.
Was a good meme back then.
It was. Same thing as Reginald in the blue card on Twisted Fate.
Wow, you are a boomer.
I sure am. I was alive, when you could have two teams like Samsung White and Samsung Blue. And then they had a version of Samsung Galaxy. They're at a numbers disadvantage. They gotta play this slow. Twitch and Brand are here.
We have to get these bounties. That's what has to be going through the free agent's head. They have a ton of bounties and they need to close the fight now.
Actually, all 5 are there. Yeah, that's fine. If you want to give it over, give it over. It's not a huge deal.
It is currently a 4v5. They didn't want to risk it.
Yeah, that's honestly that's fine. You can crack this mid tower at the very least.
I think UB was probably saying in comms that he could teleport back.
Yeah. And again, those early grubs, the 5 of them dividends, so you were able to rotate up. Yep. Also, I kind of like the fact they pulled off because there's been way too many times where teams will like, well, let's try and fight over injected, let's fight, and that throws your entire lead away. So losing your lead over a rift that maybe might break one tower is definitely not worth it. You want to make sure you keep the tempo advantage. Dragon's up in 1:30, and as we look at the items, 5-1 and 3 on this Twitch, 4-1 and 5 on the Sejuani, 2-0-4 in the Mordekaiser. I mean, the front line is starting to get there. It's not there yet, but especially with the spray and pray coming out of Twitch, that just is going to melt through this front line from the side of the free agents.
Is Static Shiv on Jinx meta now?
It is.
It is.
Static Shiv on any ADC that can build it is meta just because Static Shiv is 300 gold cheaper than all of the other new Quiver items, and it the stats aren't even they're negligible compared. Like the difference between Static Shiv and Kraken Slayer, which you can build Kraken Slayer as well, by the way.
That's what I was thinking. Into the beef, right?
Yeah, because Static Shiv on Kai'Sa, Jinx, even Caitlyn and Nyla, it's just so much value because it's only 2,700 gold to build it, and you get that so fast on EDC.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately,
Okay.
30 seconds is late to this objective. Free agents is already here. They're already establishing vision. 40 seconds. Both Greavy and Gerbs took a back at unfortunately wrong time. Miles and Pals decided to stay in lane, wanted to back. So Vex doesn't have the items. Wanted to back but couldn't because of the Dragon Timer coming up. They did get some vision, but they just put some extra down. They want to kill Z Nasty here, but again, Twitch goes invisible. TP coming out of Lemon Ross. This is a numbers disadvantage. They need to back away from this as they do identify it and will back off momentarily.
Oh,
World Ender popped early.
he.
Yeah, he
I
definitely
think he
did that
knew
just
he
to
was
get
about
out.
be pinched. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was going to be pinched.
Oh, that Pyroclasm hit 4 of them. And look at his health. Lemon Ross is out of this fight.
Then
He
he
can't.
TP'd for.
And he TP'd.
I
he
think
can't
that's
stay.
Really
it. You have to
bad.
give this dragon.
That's really bad.
Yeah,
And they're
give
gonna
this
get first.
dragon.
And they're gonna get tower top side. And Vex just recalled because got chunked out. You gotta give this dragon up. They just lost everything.
Well, I think that was just Lemon Ross recognizing that the game state isn't great right now, and he's looking to take whatever he can to try and push his team back towards a more equal game state.
Correct.
Exactly.
And you have to do that, right? Some plays you have to force or look for angles of opportunity, because if you sit back and just like, well, we'll wait till we 5v5, well, they're gonna have item advantage. We'll fight over an objective. Well, they'll probably kill you for it. You have to find some kind of angle in order to get one shutdown. That shutdown turns into a tower. That tower turns into maybe another shutdown or deeper vision, and that's how you start to claw your way back. If the other team is not giving you those opportunities, it's extremely frustrating, and then you start burning spells to even attempt to make a comeback.
Yeah, and also, I know we mentioned during draft how good of an engage comp that the free agents have, but the Jinx and Diana are getting pretty strong. Like, Jinx has a good amount of CS, and she has 2 kills. Like, they could utilize their comp for peeling for the Jinx as well. And I
don't
think that
know-
Diana has the damage eventually to be able to one-shot the Twitch.
I saw where Jabberwocky doesn't have flash. Gerb is
Oh,
just
it's gonna
going
hurt.
in. Oh, Jabberwocky's just dead here.
I
I mean,
think
that
he
was
needed to commit earlier.
exactly, yeah. It was because he had the damage.
Oh, Hook barely misses. But I was going to mention, did we see when Frozen Bullet burned his flash? Because I really don't remember that.
I do not remember. It was at least a minute and 30 seconds ago. Or wait, no,
it had to have
2.5
been,
minutes ago.
but I don't remember when he burned it. But that's still like, if they're not tracking that, then obviously it's a missed opportunity. But if they are, that's a huge window for them to go in.
Yeah, I really do not remember.
I don't remember it at all either.
Well, that's where the value in Thresh comes in, because he doesn't necessarily have to act as engaged. Something I like to do is literally just sit back and lantern someone.
Exactly. And Aatrox and Vex surprisingly have really good disengage as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yubi's just
counter jungle away.
yeah.
Hey, at least he didn't, take all of his jungle camps for 14 minutes. I don't know who would do something like that.
I don't
So
know.
what's the play here for secret agents, gentlemen?
Scale and try
I
and
would-
salvage what little
Yeah.
advantage they have on the map.
And if you
So-
can dogpile on the Twitch, that's a big shutdown.
It's kind of surprising that they don't have
Oh, he does
objective
have
bounties on the
flash,
map.
but they got all 4 there. This
might be able to get a
Baron-
kill
be
here.
a Baron
Ooh.
opportunity.
Oh,
He's just too
He
behind.
got exhausted.
If he had items and if he wasn't 0-4 at that point, I think that was a possible
Yeah, no, he churned that.
angle, but
yeah. Oh, they might get a pick on Yubi here.
Oh,
Not without-
Jabberwocky goes down.
I don't know.
Frozen gets the passive of get excited, but Frozen doesn't have flash. We just talked about
Oh, no.
this is bad. You're gonna get the reset. Has to burn flash for Mouse and Pals. Gerbs is looking for it. This is a Baron angle, and it started with Lemon Ross going down the top lane.
it's very
Wow.
difficult when a team can just swing from one side of the map to the other side and win both engagements. That's incredibly difficult on the game state. And
Also,
honestly,
we-
that's just a reflection from before earlier in the game where we expend all of our resources topside and then we just lose bot side as well.
And it's also a very smart play out of Yubi, realizing, hey, you guys are getting a kill on Lemon Ross. That's fantastic. I don't want to get this mid tower over. I can hold. Look at that minion wave. They only had 5 minions beating on the tower, right? They only have 1 grub spawning in, so they don't have that much damage. So he's able to kind of get wave clear, or he gets hooked. Fantastic. I have a get out of jail free card. I'm just going to ult your lowest person. So Diana goes down. Jinx doesn't have flash. Yubi flashes on Jinx. Thresh is trying his best to try and peel and save his team. Unfortunately, can't. 0 and 6 as a reflection, and then Vex has to flash out. So they got 4 for 0 and a Baron. And you look, 8,000 gold lead, 19-4, almost 23 minutes in the game. Oh, Jambo's gonna. Oh,
Okay.
I'm very confused.
I'm wondering if Z Nasty thought the Q hit when it actually missed, and she had another E, and that's why he flashed.
Probably, yeah, because I think he's probably thought that with Moonfall, gonna go in and then instantly pull him back, but that's fine.
It was a little bit
They'll probably play
preemptive,
around.
but
Yeah, well, like I said, they're gonna play around it too. Okay, now this is where Yubi gets into trouble because he'll overextend and they'll catch him out and kill him. It happens so many times. This time he does. I've seen other times where he'll like overextend and then try and force like a 1v2 or 1v3, and then they burst him down and they get a shutdown, and then they just collapse on the rest of the team. But luckily, this time's not happening as of right now. Could be Caster Curse. We'll wait and see.
So if there's Mals and Pals, is there Brand and his band?
I like that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like that. Oh, barely misses. Dragon is live. They have this on spawn. Vex's top side does have TP, but yeah, I don't think you can test this. I think you gotta give it up and let them go on Soul Point.
yeah, you can't contest third dragon.
No,
like, especially with this.
don't.
Yeah. With the way the
It's
game
not
state
worth
is
it.
right now, they could, and they have Baron, so if they would have wiped there, they probably would have just lost.
So in the mind of an ADC, right? Would you just type jungle diff and just like flaming your jungler for no reason? Yeah.
So it just depends, because it's really hard to carry on ADC right now. But there's always something that you can do better to try and carry your team.
I will say that everything that Soltz could have done better was actually in the early game. He really missed his windows. He did miss his windows, and I think that you don't take Cleanser.
Yeah, no, Cleanse just doesn't feel very good against this team. Everything is super dodgeable, very like slow to get the CC off.
Right? You can tether.
Yeah, because Ghost, you just run out of the ring or just sidestep. It's almost easier, I feel like, to have Ghost here than it is to try and cleanse something.
And Lemonras is trying to fight him in the lane 1v1. Mals and Palace is caught out and just. Oh,
I mean,
will he get out?
Just delaying the inevitable.
Good block by Green. There's no tower though, but just all the tower.
A Frozen Bullet is throwing frozen pebbles at him.
Another
this
kill.
Is just a matter of a stat check, unfortunately.
That Pyroclasm passive down. Another kill. That's another 4 for 0 for the Blue Knights. 10,000 gold up, 25-30 in the game. If they wanted to, they could maybe end, but I think you just get this tower and the inhib. You look at the death timers, you're going to have 2 back up for the fight, and then you just reset. There's no need to force and throw away your lead. Yep.
They literally, I mean, that fight couldn't have gone better for Secret Agents, but 30 seconds literally just smacking them with their wallet right now.
Yeah, I was like, it's just item diff. If they were evenly, they win that fight 10 out of 10 times, but it's just, they have enough damage, they have enough healing, they can't do anything. And yeah, just the slow, I mean, as you mentioned before, right? All the different angles, the way they're swaying back and forth, the mobility that they have, it's just, unfortunately, they're just late on all objective, and then they just realize, oh crap, here's a Tristana and a Mordekaiser in our face. And then Jinx right here steps up way too close. Pyroclasm hits, gets the W, and yep, gone.
Well, my issue is that we just never saw the full 5v5. Like, this is the closest semblance that we got to it at 25 minutes. The Blue Knights seem to have been able to section off their picks, making it always so that there's a man advantages on one side of the map or the other, and we never got to see the full 5v5.
So do you think the answer for Secret Agents is kind of just like maybe stack 1 or 2 waves to 5-stack early and try and get picks as a full 5?
I think.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Sean.
I was saying, like, right, we talked early about, oh, where's the roams? We've seen Brand roam, we've seen Gerbs roam, we've seen Z Nasty. We didn't see Thresh roam early. He was kind of just forced to be in that lane. And on top of that, too, Lemon Ross was just overextended, didn't really have vision. I don't think he really expected people to continuously come top and camp him. But at the same time, Diana just never made plays on the bottom side of the map until, I mean, yeah, they did get a 2-for-2 kill, but you still gave a kill over to Twitch. You still gave a kill over to Brand. So they weren't punished early enough for their top lane aggression.
Yeah, I think this is a result of just early game decisions and early game occurrences, which is why like grouping just never became an option. It felt like everyone was not in sync with each other.
Baron's up in 4 seconds. I mean, they can't. It's going to be hard. Lemon Ross has no flash or world ender. Mouse and Pals is called out here. He might go down. Dodges it. Okay. Gerbs is going to say, nah, not worth it. Burn the flash. But yeah, this is their Baron. I mean, you have to hope it's like a Death Rocket takes it, because
Yeah, if they get this,
rough.
then the game's probably over.
Yeah, I would say so. But
Oh, and Vex is too low to come in. If this was a Vex angle, this is it.
look at the TP coming out. They don't understand. No, they're being flanked. Look at the TP coming out of Tristana. They don't realize.
Yeah. Oh my, that damage.
Perfect play! He's an assassin! Good fear. The Mouse and Pals gets released. And Z Nasty's just getting auto attack. They can't close in. That's another kill. Does get the shutdown on Figgy Smalls, but Mouse and Pals burn flash. Lemon Ross is doing everything he can. He's locked up. He can't go anywhere. The Vex is down. It's a double kill for this Twitch, and that should be the game for the 32nd Blue Knights.
Yep, looking like a good game here, definitely. I don't know how much Thresh can do to stop this siege.
I think he sells all of his items and buys Kraken Slayer.
Let's go.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Buy an
Oh,
IE,
man,
get that.
it's just that mid-game Tristana
Yeah.
and the Grubs. I mean, they just melt towers. Wow.
No, save your KDA, Frozen.
Wow.
Good attempt by the Secret Agents and great effort by the Blue Knights. That was a great game.
I mean, compared to how they played against 867th and then the last couple games where they kind of faltered a bit, they performed really well. I'm very surprised.
Right when I saw Grubbs lock in the Tristana, I knew it was over for the free agent.
Oh, look at that damage, though. Look at that Twitch damage. That's... Well, it's not 5,000. You're hovering over total damage to turrets. Yeah, 18,000. And like I said, he's been practicing with Figgy Smalls this entire week on it, and I think the results show. I think it's another champion can add to his kit. He played the spacing very well in those fights.
The Sejuani damage is kind of insane too.
Also, props to Figgy Smalls on his brand pick too. Getting Pyroclasm, getting the abilities. You mentioned it, DZ, right? Brand has to land his abilities in order for them to do damage, and I think he did.
He hit him.
He hit him.
Absolutely. Gotta ban the brand one trick, says in chat.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring one person up. Biggie Smalls.
Oh, hello everybody.
You got your pick. You got your main brand.
I
Also,
did, yes.
solo queue, right? You've been practicing with D Nasty on the Twitch. Who was it? Your idea to say, "Hey, play Twitch," or did he just want to break it out and then you went along with for the ride?
Honestly, after last night and us just kind of solo queuing together, we're like, oh yeah, we're running this in the league because we were just feeling it and we were just on fire in that game. Man, Z Nasty carried, I carried. We like just the damage charts speaks for it, you know.
Yeah,
Who,
definitely. I feel like everybody played really well that game. So whenever draft happened, were you guys a little bit scared of their comp just because of how good of an engage like all of their champions have, and then the Jinx in the back line? Is that kind of why you guys started roaming early and just being like, we need to shut them down right away?
I'm gonna be real. We kind of discussed our what we were gonna play earlier. And what they picked, I feel like it really didn't phase us. We went in there with a game plan, and we just kind of executed it perfectly. I think we played our chance very well, and then when it came down to the macro, just kind of roaming and being in the right spot at the right time, we were just really clicking with each other in this game. So
Do we
Yeah,
have any final questions before we take a short break and then queue up the second tiebreaker?
I do not. Great job,
No,
though, Figgy.
great game. Yeah, great game from you guys. Don't expect to get your comfy picks next game though, so be prepared.
Oh, hey, I mean, I'm called a brand one trick for a reason, baby. So
Let's
put some
go.
respect on it.
All right, good
So
luck with your next game.
All right,
for
thank you.
those
You too.
watching at home, free agents, that was the fight for third seed. So free agents will be your fourth seeded team. They will then play 867th Hawks for the round 1 match. And the second tiebreaker will be between the 32nd Blue Knights and the 501st for the second seed. We're going to take a short break while we queue up the lobby and get the draft phase started. So give us a short break and we'll see you then.